When I was young, my family had a sailboat. It wasn't much more than a day sailor, but in the semi-protected waters of Mobile Bay, it was more than capable of a weekend of fun. I eventually became reasonably proficient and could sail it with my friends, but I never really learned how to really sail it correctly. And later, when I moved away from the ocean, sailing seemed like just a fond memory. But now I live in Los Angeles. Why not get started again and learn how to do it right? Karen and I signed up for lessons, a week-long crash course that would enable us to be fully capable of operating a large and complex cruising catamaran. The first day was a refresher course in a 25-foot keel boat. It felt a lot like I remembered our old Ode sailboat from when I was younger. After sailing the smaller boat around the marina for an afternoon, the next day it was time to move up to the bigger boat, a 38-foot XS-11 catamaran, which we would be sailing around Catalina for the next 5 days. But first we needed provisions for the entire trip. This boat would be our new home on the water for a while. Even though it is only 38 feet long, it is surprisingly well equipped. We were lucky that we were able to claim the larger cabin, which spanned the entire starboard hull. We left the marina early that next morning. The weather was pretty typical for a Southern California summer. Cool mornings with little wind meant we were motoring until lunchtime, when the winds would eventually pick up. But as we neared Catalina, the sun finally broke through, and we had a beautiful day ahead of us. We were able to sail the rest of the way to Two Harbors, which is a small village popular with boaters and backpackers. It's a sleepy little town, but it does have a little restaurant, a general store for provisions, and most importantly, a bar. Our instructor, Anthony, also known as the Happy Captain, spent the next 5 days teaching us all about sailing, boat maintenance, and what it really means to live on the ocean. All in one of the most beautiful places you can imagine. In Two Harbors, we were able to get a mooring ball right on the end of the row, which made my job of maneuvering the boat in and out a little easier. But I have to admit that my knees were shaking a little the first time I did it. Everywhere you look around Catalina, you see a vibrant ecosystem with sea life thriving. Here on Bird Rock, just outside of Two Harbors, you can see hundreds of pelicans and cormorants taking a break before dinner time. And in the water below, you can see bright orange Garibaldi fish peeking through the kelp forests. Garibaldi are the state fish of California, and with good reason. These distinctive fish are abundant in the water surrounding Catalina. These seagulls seem to be keeping watch over Shiprock, which is also just outside of Two Harbors. It takes its name from its great resemblance to a ship under full sail. But be sure to mind the markers because there is a dangerous reef surrounding it. After spending the weekend in Two Harbors, we motored down to Goat Harbor, which is about halfway to Avalon. This was perfect because we could concentrate on finishing up some classwork while the wind was down. Goat Harbor is on the leeward side of the island and was formerly a favorite landing place for wild goat hunters, as the hills and valleys in this vicinity used to be abundant with wild goats. Because of the steep slope of the ocean floor, we were able to anchor just a few boat lengths off the shore. We spent the morning here waiting for the afternoon breezes, which we were sure would eventually come. Which they did. So we sailed our way to Avalon. Along the way, we picked up a dolphin escort. Dolphins seem to love sailboats. They're drawn to sailboats for a combination of fun, energy conservation, curiosity, and potential hunting opportunities as they ride the boat's wake for a playful and efficient free ride. But for us, it meant that we arrived in Avalon with a huge smile on our face. Avalon is by far the largest town on Catalina. It's home to around 3,700 permanent residents, but attracts more than 1 million tourists every year. Avalon's architecture is a mix of styles, including Art Deco and Mediterranean Revival at the iconic Catalina Casino, along with charming bungalows, Spanish-style buildings, and a few notable Queen Anne homes. It's a very popular destination for boaters from LA, and even on a Monday, the mooring balls were mostly full. This very dense mooring ball field was much more of a challenge to negotiate than Two Harbors was, but luckily I had a few days of practice before I had to squeeze through these tight rows with our catamaran. In the end, we tied up without too much trouble. It was certainly much more lively here than Two Harbors. You could hear people enjoying the late afternoon on their boats, and ferries were continuing to shuffle people to and from Long Beach, San Pedro, and Dana Point. We were happy to be there and had a really good seafood dinner that night at the Lobster Trap. We had a very quiet and restful night in Avalon, despite the large number of people nearby. For the fourth night, we decided to return to Two Harbors since it was a few hours closer to Marina del Rey. This would allow us to sleep in a little more the following day. So we set sail for Two Harbors. We were once again untethered and on our way. The sun on our face and the wind on our beam. What more could you ask for in life? Just outside Two Harbors, we were met by the welcoming committee. A giant pod of common dolphins was headed straight towards us. And they were ready to play. The ocean was like glass. It was a magical moment. But eventually we needed to check in at 2 harbors to make sure we could secure a ball for the night, and had to break away from the dolphins. There was another glorious sunset that night, and we were really starting to settle into the rhythm of life at sea. Every day I was feeling more confident and comfortable handling the boat, and Anthony seemed to be more and more comfortable with allowing me to really handle things and make decisions on my own. I was becoming a sailor. We were treated to a full moon that night that lit up the entire harbor. The next morning we had to get up early for the trip back to the mainland. Today I was going to handle everything myself, and Anthony was going to relax and be a passenger. We set off back home. Once we got close to Palos Verdes, we noticed some commotion in the distance, so we went to check it out. Another massive pod of common dolphins were working a huge school of fish, along with hundreds of seagulls and pelicans. And then we saw the blow. This pod had a few humpbacks in tow. We were only about 2 miles off of the Point Vicente lighthouse. After watching the whales for a while, it was time to head back. Since we had a little time left before we had to refuel and dock back at the marina, and the wind was cooperating, I took the opportunity to sail out to the Santa Monica Pier. It looks a lot different from this perspective. This was an incredible week, and Karen and I both passed the course. We are both ready for more adventures at sea. Anthony, thank you for an unforgettable week.